very pleasant good evening, and we welcome you to Ventura College Soccer on the VC Sports Network tonight. The Pirates play host to the L.A. Pierce College Brahmas, and a quick look at the current standings reflects that even early in this conference schedule, this a game of some import already. A crowded group at the top with Ventura coming in at 2-1, currently in fourth place, but with a chance here against the still undefeated Brahmas here in conference play to move up. Pirates coming off a disappointing performance up at Allen Hancock College in their last game, a 4-1 loss. The 4 goals surrendered against the Bulldogs, the highest total surrendered by the Pirates this season as they struggled mightily en route to their first loss in conference play. The Brahmas come in still undefeated in conference play off a 2-0 win at home a week ago against the Moore Park College Raiders. We'll be back with the opening kickoff, the Brahmas and the Pirates on the VC Sports Network, coming up next. welcome you back to the VC Sportsplex for Pirate Soccer here on the VC Sports Network. Pirates and the Brahmas getting set to go. Jeff Stoynoff, Andres Federin, happy to have you join us once again for Pirate Soccer. And Andreas, let's talk a little bit about Tuesday. It was a 4-1 loss up in Santa Maria for the Pirates to the Bulldogs. Pretty well blitzed from the outset by the Bulldogs. A disappointing loss, certainly, to be sure, for the Pirates. But for Steve Hoffman this week, is there much that he really needs to say to his team off of a performance like that?
Well, yeah, there was always something to say. I mean, the good thing is they scored a goal. So we were talking last week about Pirates unable to put a lot of balls in the other net. But what would worry me is the four that they caught. So obviously, I don't know the other teams. So I couldn't tell you what their weakness was. I didn't see the game. But I would say that obviously there must have been something in the defensive end or in the midfield where they were not as dominating as they were last Friday.
Hernandez will play it into space. Pirates come in relatively healthy. They do lose Crystal Vargas once again to an ankle injury. She will be out for a few weeks, and certainly that is tough news for Crystal Vargas, who we talked a little bit about last week. Been here for the better part of 4 years battling injuries here at Ventura College. Does manage to get all the way back and into the lineup, but then bedeviled by another injury. So she will be lost for a few weeks, but otherwise the Pirates come in having largely gotten healthy once again, but looking to bounce back off of that tough performance at Allen Hancock. Still 2-1 in conference play, and still in that crowded group at the top here in the Western State North early in this conference season. But with two teams coming in, the Pirates coming in with a record of 5-5-2, and the Brahmas at 5-3-2. Even early in the season, you have the sense that this could be a determinative type of game for these two teams. The Pirates really need to bounce back here. A win gets them back over 500, gets them back on the right track, gets them a little bit closer to the top of the Western State North. But a loss here could really set them back, Andreas. They'd find themselves under 500 and having lost two straight.
It seems to be a game that they really have to win. I mean, if I were the coach, I would definitely say, yeah, you guys got to come out there. We got to go right from the get-go and put some pressure on them. And so far, what I see, that's exactly what they're doing. So
pressure from Jazzy Marino on Coronado, and it'll be a goal kick for the Brahmas, just underway here in the third minute. Brahmas undefeated in their last four, 3-0-1. The only slight blemish, the tie against Allen Hancock. But overall, getting it together under longtime head coach Rodolfo Perez. This is a Brahmas team that has had a lot of success, postseason appearances in the last 4 years. And once again, poised at 5-3-2, but a tough assignment here tonight. Long pass squirts through. Ends up with Ortiz. Now the long kick into space. And they'll give chase. A chance developing. The cross. And Janessa Gonzalez going to get there first. Well, the whole situation drips with an unfortunate irony. If you're the Pirates, that you get Leslie Torres back at that center back spot for her first start since very early in the season. And the returning All-American, unfortunately, not able to stem the tide from the Bulldogs, who put 4 on the board en route to a 4-1 win. So here the Pirates getting healthy on that back line, but then struggling mightily defensively. But certainly, overall, it's a dynamic that Steve Hoffman will take. As Alondra Sanchez throws in, she's able to move back outside. And the Pirates now decidedly more healthy on that back line. And you've got to figure that's going to be a boon moving forward.
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't see the game. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't commentate on a game I didn't see. But 4 goals against, that could be a magnitude of things, right, that go wrong. So penalties or free kicks in some awkward position. You never know. So,
well, again, it's ironic as this ball for Hernandez just squirts through and played back out First whistle and a foul call. This is going to give it back to the Brahmas. But we talked last week with Cuesta coming to town in that 3.5-hour drive in Santa Maria. That's no short jaunt up the road for the Pirates. And again, it's a tough place to go play. It's a long trip to get there, and you got to get off the bus and be ready to play.
Absolutely. It is definitely a strain on your body, a strain on your head. So, but it's part of the game, right? I mean, there's kids that sit for
Marino.
4 hours. Go ahead.
Hit the pass into space, but Villicana going to get there. The returning sophomore, Adriana Villicana, who had a sensational freshman year a year ago with 9 shutouts in goal for the Brahmas, and back now for a sophomore season. Both these teams have experience in addition to solid play at that keeper spot. And what can that mean for a back line when you have that kind of both experience and talent as both these teams do at that keeper spot?
You'd be definitely more relaxed, right? If you have a solid goalkeeper behind you, you know that you can trust her or him, and are aware that there's obviously some leadership in the back.
They were looking for the cross and wanted Peyton Larson. But again, just ahead, and that ball going to head wide. Shot from 35.
That was about the first shot we saw.
Well, both these teams, with the last performance at Allen Hancock notwithstanding, both these teams have excelled defensively this season. And I don't think it's going to come as a galloping shock, but I expect that this the kind of matchup where one mistake might tell the story. Coronado moving right, trying to get it on the right foot. Looking to get it back on the give and go. Coronado in space. Going to let this one go. This will be off the Pirates, and we'll see a corner.
That's the first corner of the game, right?
I believe so. So it'll come for the Brahmas.
See, what I would like to see here is a second player being close to the corner kick, right? You want to give the defense some kind of guess if there's going to be a short ball, or if it's going to be a long ball, is it going to go to the first post, is it going to go to the second post? I mean, the way they were lined up, you already knew where the ball was going.
Yeah, you can really pack in defensively.
Correct.
Shot from the top of the box will sail over. Pirates able to defend. So with Vargas out of the lineup, a little bit of a shift on the back line. Montse Hernandez moves from the left back spot and gets the start at the forward spot. All the way back to Gonzalez.
Yeah, my worry is, to be honest with you, is where the goal's coming from. Is Crystal being out injured again?
Yeah. Well, for the Pirates, it's been a search for not so much a replacement, but who is going to step up and maybe as a group fill that spot left by Lex Sahajian, who departs after a fantastic season a season ago as the leading scorer. And the answer of late might be Jazzy Marino, who has scored in each of the last 3 contests for the Pirates. So the returning sophomore stepping up and taking on some of that scoring burden, but the Pirates still struggling offensively. Just 14 goals on the season as a team in 12 games, and that placed them down at 69th in the 3C2A in scoring. And all that, of course, amps up the pressure on you defensively.
Absolutely.
Out into space, Hernandez. Looking for the top of the box, wanted Ramirez, who moves into the center. Chased down by Coronado. Brahma's looking for the quick counter. Wanted a through ball for Larson. And there is the whistle. So Larson had gotten an early jump. First free kick for the Pirates. And played back out.
See, what I'm hoping for is that the Pirates continue with the way they played last the last game I watched, where they actually went over the outsides. Right now, it's more like both teams, just like we had last week, both teams just, seeing where they are, seeing how they're playing, see where their stronger players are, see what side they could emerge over. And it seems like they listen to me because they're going over the outside right now.
Sanchez plays up looking for Ramirez, who has that one stolen. Emily Diaz with the pick, but loses it back. And the long pass, they were looking for Clarissa Melgoza. Let's get it back. Well, last week, the Pirates certainly showed good patience.
Absolutely.
Against a Cuesta team. It was scoreless at the break, but a couple of goals in the second half for the Pirates put it away.
We definitely saw last week how the team just put their screws on more and more and more and more. I mean, it was that inadvertently that the Pirates were scoring last week. Let's see if this happens exactly the same here, because I remember that the last Friday's game was quite open in the beginning as well.
Yeah, it would have been an easy game for the Pirates to perhaps start to get frustrated.
Correct.
At the break, still no score, but they kept it together very nicely, and as you talk about, kept that pressure on and on until eventually they were able to break through with a couple of goals in the win. Torres will look to switch. Seeing the Pirates on the left side, now Hernandez with a head of steam. And the pass leading just too much for Marino. And it will head over to Villicana.
I see what I liked on this play was we came from the right, went over to the left, right. Unfortunately, we just stayed on the left-hand side. I believe after she went about to the 30-yard line, there should have been coming a pass to the inside. So, but again, they're trying to figure each other out.
With room. Looking for the centering pass. And now the Pirates with a chance for a counter. Sanchez on the move into space once again, but back to get it is Grant.
A little heavy passes and go up front, to be honest with you. So.
Yeah, it looks to me like they're trying to get that pass into space, perhaps behind the line, but the Brahmas on that back line have managed to stay back enough.
And as you mentioned, you have an experienced goalkeeper, so if you just pass the ball through the middle up front, I mean, the goalkeeper will always pick it up.
A touch for Melissa Navarez, now a steal for Coronado. Navarez, an exciting sophomore. Larson into the box, working against Torres, but Torres ultimately wins the ball. She'll play it out. The Pirates will reset. I mentioned Navarez, 6 goals a year ago as a freshman, 5 goals this season. And you've got to believe that the Pirates aware of number 13 for the Brahmas. Both these teams spread it around offensively, either one led by a principal striker. Into the box once again, Coronado giving chase. Will track it down. Lost that one out of bounds, and it's going to be off of Coronado.
So see, defensively, I'm really pleased so far with the Pirates. I mean, I don't really see how they caught 4 goals in the last game, because they looked very well organized. But then again, you don't know what happened.
Well, Steve Hoffman talking to us this week, mentioning his assessment of this matchup, and he started out, well, first of all, we've got to be a lot better than we were up at Allen Hancock. So before we talk about the Brahmas and what they do, and that they're well coached and talented under Adolfo Perez, it said none of it's going to matter if we're not better than we were up at Allen Hancock in that 4-1 loss.
Yeah, that drive is how long?
Yeah, it's a few hours.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, definitely the drive will always stick with you.
Yeah, it's a drive that I made several years ago, and I still remember it. So that'll tell you.
Yeah.
Marino on the give and go. Hernandez working to the right. That pass bats around and now cleared out by the Brahmas, and spacing for Hernandez and Marino such that nothing much doing there. The Pirates will settle for a throw-in.
Yeah, but you notice the Brahmas. I mean, they're putting everything in the back. Look at you got four players basically on the line in the back right now, and the other two, which we would call false sixes, or the sixes, are basically sticking just about 10 yards in front of them. So a very, very defensive lineup.
And now Navarez with Larson in the box, but no angle. Back outside. Now they'll chip it in. Larson with the header, just missed it. Shot ends up just wide. Brahmas still have it. Boy, just for a moment, Larson was clear. Now the poke check from Sanchez, out of play, and a corner coming for the Brahmas.
Yeah, we're probably going to be seeing exactly the same lineup again on this corner kick. Same corner, same side.
Well, early on, you get the sense, I think, from the Brahmas of what the plan is here. I think you mentioned it before. Staying back, don't want to get beat by a long ball, but also with the speed up front of Larson and Navarez looking for that quick counter. We've seen a couple of times they've been able to get it into the box.
Absolutely, but what I don't understand right now, see, the Pirates don't have a player above the 20-yard line, and there's still three players from the Brahmas that are way behind it. With a kick out like this, one player should be able to control it. And that should be an offside. There we go.
Natalie Grant, and there is the call. Had Ryan Solon for a moment. And Janessa Gonzalez will get it started into the 17th minute. In a critical matchup in the Western State North, even early on. And Torres.
This is tough now, looking into the sun. I mean, you don't really see your plays. You see shadows, that's all you're going to see. So this is a rough ball to kick.
It's sent back out. Marino gets there first. Melgoza working against Diaz. Both teams looking to control now. It is with Melgoza. Pirates looking for an attack. Lopez off to Hernandez.
Look at the defensive lineup right now. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in their own box, just with one Pirate player attacking. And I can see how number 13 scored 5 or 6 goals this year, last year, because she seems to be very fast, and she's lurking between the two center backs of the Pirates to just run by them.
Well, there'll be a lot of familiarity with these two teams now playing in the Western State North the last 3 seasons, and it's the Pirates who have largely dominated of late over the last 3 years. The Pirates 4-0-2 in the matchups with the Brahmas, despite both teams going to the postseason all 3 years. And before that, it was a postseason matchup back in 2021 that went to the Pirates as well. The last win for the Brahmas here at the Sportsplex was all the way back in 2017.
But that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it's odd that it's been fairly one-sided for two teams whose records are not too far apart. The Brahmas
Absolutely.
have been highly competitive in the Western State North, and again have been a regular participant in the postseason.
And there you see, we were saying earlier that the Brahmas just won against the team that the Pirates were basically creamed by 4-1, right?
Yep.
And I don't see a difference here between the two, as I would favor the Pirates being a more effective team with A, their passing, and B, their advancing on the field.
Playing in the 20th minute, it's a loose ball.
Unfortunate.
Ends up with Navarez.
And here we go.
Long pass. Marino in a foot race, and will win it.
It's going to be a throw-in. Throw in for the Brahmas.
And this one nearly gets through, but the speed of Tanaya Marino able to get there first. And the throw-in coming from the corner. Stephanie Ramirez
And caught
able
on
to
the
win
wrong
the
side.
ball into the box. Ramirez gets it on the left foot, and Gonzalez with the big save.
And the defense got caught on the wrong side there for a second. I don't know if you noticed that, but you don't want to attack the ball from the outside. You know, you want to be goal side as a defender. So
Yeah, let's watch here. Can bring it back to the replay, but Ramirez, it's just good work from Stephanie Ramirez also.
yep.
Battling and winning the ball. Tight window, Gonzalez positioned well. Denies Ramirez, but a corner coming for the Brahmas, and it'll come from the other side, but
Same
no
setup.
change in the setup. This one loose in the box, cleared out, not all the way. Back to Ramirez. Chipped into the box. Back out with Ortiz. Ortiz working against Melgoza.
That's where we
Melgoza
go.
that wins it.
Unlucky.
Now the Pirates just had it squared away. Grant battling on the near side against Sanchez, and that one going to be out off of Grant. Throw in coming. Jennifer Ramirez ultimately winning it in the 22nd minute. Pressure coming from Hannah Morales. And nearly got that one loose. Marino able to keep it in. Now a long pass. Into the box. Navarez does track it down. Excuse me, it's Coronado. No help for Coronado and played out by Sanchez. So a throw in coming.
But you see, I mean, all the chances are coming for the Brahmas. It's basically long balls going into the two forwards. There's really no play out of the midfield. No play coming from the outside.
Diaz battling against Sanchez. And it is Diaz that has it.
Goalkeeper.
Into the box, Gonzalez.
Where's
able
goalkeeper
to
going?
redirect
Nice.
all the way outside. Dangerous spot for Gonzalez,
And here
but
we go.
saves it.
3-on-2.
A
Maybe
chance
this
for the
time they can do
Pirates.
something.
Quick counter
Take a shot, girl.
into the center. Top of the box.
Too late.
Can't put it on the right foot. Just looking for a lane. And couldn't get the shot off. And now both teams, it would appear, settling into a plan of trying to ignite the quick counter. Maybe get a long pass over the opposing defense. Diaz tries to chip it through all the way to Gonzalez. Let's see if we have a look here. And we're going back to the drive and looking for a call, but none coming. That may be as good a chance as the Pirates have had, and there was no shot at the end of it. Ramirez.
That was a
laid
bad call.
ahead.
I don't agree with that call.
Was it an offside?
No, I didn't see it. There was a player on the far side that was keeping her onside.
It'll belong to the Brahmas. Lopez has Herrera. Urabi Herrera
Nice.
with the move.
And we got
Herrera
three.
left to the box, looking for the cross. Nobody there. Wanted Ramirez, but it didn't get through. Well, we've seen that move a couple of times from you, Robbie Herrera, and that is
And it's the
that
right
quick
medicine.
move to the left.
It is the right medicine, and you're playing against a really deep sun right now, so you barely see your teammates.
Lopez with the steal, looking for Herrera. Herrera again wants the cross, but it's Grant who's there. Ramirez can't get there.
That should
Played
be an
back
offside.
out. Herrera's battling. Ramirez plays it out. Throw in coming for the Pirates.
I think it was offside was called before that.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what they're setting up now. But I noticed the AR had his flag up.
Well, that's a rare foray for the Pirates. So the last couple of minutes,
Oh, it's
they
Pirates
have
ball.
started to pick it up. And indeed, it will be a throw-in. Contact, no call. Bouncing ball at the top. Played out to Sanchez. Leaves it for Melgoza. Jennifer Ramirez, another returning sophomore. On the drive. Pressure comes.
But did you notice how compact they are in defense, the Brahmas? I mean, Pirates beating one player and the second player is there right away. So
Yep.
they do shift their 6 quite deep into the defense.
It was Corelli Ortiz coming over on that second wave that ultimately knocked that ball free. And does that mean that you just need to move the ball a little bit quicker? If you're Jennifer Ramirez in that situation, once you perhaps get a step on that first player, you need to move that ball?
Absolutely. If there's a block somewhere, there's somebody else going to be open, right? So, and that's most of the time that's on the other side of the field. Because they were shifted as a block, as you can see it right now. See how everybody's moving over to the one side. So now it's got to be an opening pass that should be coming to the other side.
Melgoza.
But unfortunately, they play short passes, and that will not do the job.
Looking for Marino, but the pass gets through. Ends up with Torres.
Now it's got to come a ball.
Out to Sanchez.
There you go.
Sanchez into the box, cleared out.
Shot. Unfortunate.
Marino, again, can't get that ball on the right foot. Looking for a counter Coronado. Marino with the challenge. Ends up with Sanchez. Lopez has that one slip by. Kept in by Ortiz. Sanchez again eyeing the box off to Ramirez.
That's offside.
Now they'll drop it in the corner. The flag comes up. And Natalie Grant first to get there.
But you can see the wheels and the heads are turning. I mean, they do want to do something. They want to create something. They want to get out of that defensive block and create some space.
Well,
And you can do that really by moving the ball a little bit quicker.
talked about the Pirates and the struggles scoring goals, but the other side of that question is certainly the defense from the Brahmas, which has been very good. Just 10 goals allowed in their 10 games this season. So they've been very good defensively. And in fact, only a couple of times have they surrendered more than one goal, and in one of those games back in their opener, they didn't have Adriana Villicana in goal. So arguably only one time this season with Villicana in goal have they surrendered more than one goal.
But I want you to look at the field right now. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Brahma players, right? That were in the box. They're in the box right now. There was 2 players from the Pirates. So a 6 against 2, that is a defensive goal for me. If I were coaching that way, I don't want to get scored on. I'm going to put an extra defender in the back. And that's exactly how they're playing. They have 1 player in the front right now and literally
Ramirez.
9 field players in their own box.
Shot just wide from Ramirez, and that's an awfully tough angle. But the Pirates perhaps desperate to get any kind of a shot on goal. They're having a hard time penetrating this sizable wall on that back line from the Brahmas here in the first half. That pass partially deflected. This one going to be off of the Brahmas. Is there Any real danger for Steve Hoffman if you have that many players back to moving players up and trying to amp up the pressure, or are you content to not take that kind of chance?
Well, you rely on your midfielders. I mean, most of these girls have been playing the game for a number of years, so you wouldn't think that they're
Ramirez has the steal, has Hernandez in the box, the one-timer, partially blocked.
doing exactly that.
Pirates do keep it.
That was a
Long
hopeful
shot
ball. Very hopeful
coming
ball.
from Melgoza. Well, that was as good a chance as the Pirates have had.
I agree. As I said, they're trying to figure it out. You have your midfielders pushing up a little bit more, making sure that your defense is not totally open. So as you see, the Pirates right now have basically two center backs. Their wing backs becoming basically wingers. As soon as the Pirates have the ball, as soon as they lose the ball, they drop back.
This one to be played outside. Marino gets there first.
But you notice that the Brahmas don't really come out of the back. I mean, the only way they come out of the back is with long balls, long shots. Because all their players are basically within 20 yards of their own goal.
Well, again, we didn't have the luxury of a first-hand look at that game up in Santa Maria against Allen Hancock, but 4 goals allowed on the board, and you wonder if this a reaction to that, perhaps beaten a couple of times, overcommitting. Of course, again, that remains a measure of speculation, but of course there's an ebb and flow, I'm sure, for Steve Hoffman working with his team. Long pass into the box, Ramirez.
Well, those are hopeful passes. That's not really a pass to a forward. That's just basically, well, I'm going to kick that ball into the box and hopefully somebody's on it. But here again, Brahmas, look at their gameplay is, see, they keep most of their players in the back. We have 3 players, 4 players, now 3 players now, and the Pirates have now 4 players.
Coronado ends up with Navarez, the long pass, squirts through.
There you go. And they turn the ball over again. An injury on the Pirates side.
Well, this appears to have been the MO in the first half for the Brahmas, the long passes and hoping to win the ball.
Correct. And we saw that last week. I remember that we were talking about it last week. The longer the game went on, the more the Pirates got from the game, got the possession, got the penetration to the front, and let's hope that it's going to happen the same way today.
Throw in coming. Well, it's interesting for the Brahmas. In conference play, their shots on goal are actually up from non-conference play. Though you wouldn't really expect off of what we've seen so far. Now a chance. A 2-on-1. Getting back. And the Pirates do ward it off as Samantha Quinones, who missed the game up at Allen Hancock and returns to the lineup here tonight, ultimately able to play that one out, a throw in coming, but a miscue on that back line for the Pirates and a chance briefly for the Brahmas, though nothing developed. But again, about the shots, every matchup is different. So
Correct.
Yeah, see the Brahmas here, I think, content to be more conservative, particularly in this first half.
I agree.
Well, it always matters who you're playing. Looking for Ramirez on the throw-in. Into the box, Sanchez clears it back out. Marino looking for Ramirez. Now Sanchez gets it back from Ramirez. Good challenge from Grant. Ramirez lost it.
Field looks a little slippery, doesn't it? It looks like they just put the black pebbles back on.
Navarez can't get by Marino. And partially blocked at the point. Still loose. Well, both teams having a hard time controlling. Melgoza wanted Hernandez.
Yeah, but again, hopeful ball, right? I mean, it was 1 against 4, so I don't see the. There we go.
This one
That's
off
individual
a
skill.
player.
I think that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to be individual skill that's going to be deciding who's going to win this game here. Because to me, it looks like it's going to be either a long ball from the Brahmas or it's going to be finally the Pirates finding a nice penetrating pass
And
that sets some of their forwards through.
It's a fascinating dynamic for these two teams where opportunism has been much more of the calling card for these two teams. You're looking down the roster, a number of different players contributing with goals, and neither of these teams having a single player that they particularly depended on to make plays. In the 36th minute. The throw in for Daniela McNamara, who has come on as well. Quinones kept in by Herrera. Melgoza, who missed some games early in the season, returning in that midfield. Pirates finally getting the group together. Marino, Lopez, and Melgoza. And perhaps that, as much as anything, might account for the goal explosion over the last 3 games for Jazzy Marino. Finally getting Melgoza and Lopez back and getting the unit that was envisioned from the outset on the field at the same time.
That's very possible.
Long up the left side.
Long ball again.
Ramirez partially fanned on it, but it makes its way to Diaz back up top. The one-timer blocked at the point.
And now we have a chance for a fast break. But again, it is a 4 against 2.
Kept in?
No.
Knocked. Well, it was an effort from Viviana Marmolejo. Freshman on. Here in the 38th minute. Did enough to keep it. It's Sanchez that will handle the throw-in. Torres has the strong leg, but can't tee it up. Instead, it'll go back to the Brahmas.
Just ran out of real estate there.
Well, if we go in to intermission, scoreless here, do you see that as advantage one team or the other?
Advantage, no. 0-0 is never an advantage to either team, I don't think. So I just, I just believe that the Pirates had a little bit more off the game. So I wonder if we're going to see the exact same thing that we saw last week, where the Pirates just kept on screwing down the nuts and see where they're going to go.
Yeah, not quite the same level of domination in terms of time of possession, but that certainly would be as you would expect in a matchup that is tougher, certainly for the Pirates here tonight.
Absolutely.
But you have the decided feeling that both these teams are looking for exactly one. And the feeling is if we can get one, we'll like where we are.
Well, I know Steve good enough to know that he's not happy with just one.
Well, nobody's perfectly satisfied with one, but I would wager that...
if you win by one, he's fine. But if he has one in the 20th minute, it's not like he's going to go and sit everybody in the bus and sit in front of the net.
Well, let's see. If someone breaks through, I think it'll be interesting to see how the strategy will come forward from there. Because that will be a big shift in this one where I think the scoring chances are going to be minimal.
Yeah, let's hope it's going to happen sooner than later. because that will change the game a lot. I can tell you that right now.
Ortiz to throw in. Off of Navarez, still loose. Diaz battling, it's a bouncing ball. Marino will clear it out. Herrera back to get it, working against Navarez once again. Now the Brahmas on the attack. They have 3 forward. Back outside. To the top of the box, Marino there.
It's played on a run. There we go.
Or I should say with a counter. Into space. And played out. Hernandez.
Just hold the ball. See, now what we need to see is we need the midfield to move forward. Because again, the Brahmas have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players back.
It's Sanchez that will bring it in. And I think what's been effective, as we're watching here in the first half, with that many players back, is it really allows the Brahmas to bring a lot of pressure on the ball when the Pirates are on the attack. And we've seen the Pirates having difficulty even when they've managed to get themselves into a good spot, finding a lane to get a shot off, or finding the time to get a shot off.
Even finding the lane to get a pass, right? I mean, they're stuffing up the passing lanes.
Played out. Second minute. They'll track it down.
And just by the way the players from Pierce College are trying to retrieve the ball, having all the time in the world, seems like they're perfectly happy the way it stands right now.
Ortiz to throw in. Looking for Ramirez. Won by Herrera.
Maybe a little bit too soon, that pass.
Tracked down by Grant. Pressure from Marmolejo. Ortiz. Ramirez.
Oh, we have a player open.
Sanchez tries to thread it through. Ends up with Torres. Marino looking to switch. And Gonzalez out to get it. High bouncer. Diaz and Herrera. Morales into space, won by Navarez. Navarez checked by Marino. Loose for a moment, still with the Brahmas. Diaz looking to switch. Torres. And the returning All-American with a heady play sends that one back out. There you see the comfort that comes from having Torres at center back spot, quelling that attack from the Brahmas.
Yeah, that was a heads-up play. She waited her turn, watched the ball, just broke it up. It's like a veteran player would do, right?
Brianna Gutierrez
foul
off the bouncing ball, and the foul will give it back to the Pirates.
See, here's where I would like them to switch that ball. Look at the right side compared to the left side. See on the left side how much white players are there? Look at the right side. Unfortunately, we stay on the left side and just shooting our ball forward.
Lopez tries to get it through. It's off of Diaz now. Ends up with Diaz. Melgosa. Long pass blocked. Out to Sanchez. We're into the 45th minute. Late first half. Valeria Lopez. Sanchez looking for Herrera, and Herrera's moved to that right side. Long pass, and the whistle comes in. Sanchez, for a moment, looked like she might find some space. Instead, it goes back to the Brahmas.
Offside call. Ball movement was great. Unfortunately, the player didn't really watch the defender, so another long ball. See, Brahmas, first thing they do is shoot that ball long.
And Torres gets there first. We'll play it out, and I'll let the Pirates set up. And it's hard to know if Adolfo Perez sees something in that back line for the Pirates, or maybe just likes the speed of his attackers. With the long passes, Melgoza back, working against Diaz. They'll let this one go. It's off of the Brahmas. So Gonzalez will kick, but instead, teams will head for the sidelines. Intermission from the VC Sportsplex. No score. Pirates of the Brahmas on the VC Sports Network. This VC Sports Network broadcast is brought to you by Pegasus Transit. At Pegasus Transit, we believe in going the extra mile to exceed your expectations. Our tailored transport solutions are designed with your comfort and convenience in mind. With our extensive fleet of over 60 vehicles and top-notch professional drivers, we can take you anywhere. From airport transport to corporate shuttles, we ensure a seamless journey from start to finish. Trust Pegasus Transport for unmatched transportation experience. Also brought to you by A&A Concrete. When it comes to concrete, don't settle for cracks and callbacks. Go with the pros at A&A Concrete. We pour strength, precision, and reliability into every project, big or small. From driveways to foundations, we've built our reputation on solid work and satisfied customers. Need it done right the first time? Call A&A Concrete, built to last. start of the second half from Ventura, the Pirates, and the Brahmas. Still scoreless. Getting set to go, and Navarez will bring it in. And back underway in the second half, and Andreas, both teams traded some counter opportunities, but not a whole lot of shots from either side in the first 45 minutes.
Correct. We had like that little thing from the Brahmas going, on the short corner there against Ventura. And we had a couple of shots from the Pirates out of hopeful positions. Let's hope that it gets a little bit more exciting in the second half.
Well, it would appear that both teams content not to take a lot of chances. Ortiz, long shot into the box, played back out. Hernandez in a crowd. Ends up with it for the Pirates.
But you see how the Pirates try to get the ball out of the back on the ground, keep it in possession while they're moving forward on the field. And as soon as the Brahmas get the ball, it's going to be a big kick up front.
Yeah, we've seen the Pirates starting to at least attempt to attack with some shorter passes.
Correct. I don't see the number 13 from Brahmas on the field right now.
Yeah, Navarez. Couple of touches early. Grant in a crowd. Cuts off Herrera and comes away with it. That one out off of Ventura. On the challenge by Maya Bautista. Well, if you're looking for some good news for the Pirates, in addition to still being tied here, obviously a stronger effort defensively here in the first half after surrendering the 4 goals in the loss at Allen Hancock. Appear to have righted the ship. And after a couple of good opportunities early, not much of anything doing for the Brahmas. As you've talked about, Andreas, a lot of long, hopeful passes and looking to play it into space and hope that a counter emerges out of that.
And we're going to start with another one right here.
Low skipping shot. Played out. So they will get the throw in off of Ava Hofflinger. So the Pirates going deep into that long bench. Here at the start of the second half. Melgoza to Herrera. Sent back in off of Torres. Back to Emily Diaz. High pass, bouncing into the box, but only Gonzalez is there.
That's what I was talking about. Did you see that ball? I mean, there was, granted there were 4 players from the Brahmas up front, but the ball didn't really find any of them. It was just placed in the center in the front.
Chipped ahead, looking for Hernandez, who lost her footing. It was briefly with Navarez, who is still out there. Kept alive. Brahmas still have it. Grant playing it ahead, but Gonzalez will win the race, just beating.
That was a heads-up play by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Ryan Solon had gotten behind, but Gonzalez gets there first. Marino on the drive. Marino looking for the cross, played out. Getting over it was Quijada. Throw in coming for the Pirates. Just underway second half. We're in the 50th minute.
It felt like a never-ending halftime.
Well, we weren't sure. There was some football being played out there.
Correct.
We know you're always scouting. for ODP, but maybe they were a couple years away from
Yeah, definitely from my age group. Yeah.
from your territory.
Oh, that was bad.
This one gets to Coronado. Coronado in a foot race. Into the box.
No.
Tries to keep it alive.
Oh, bad turnover.
And they turn it over once again. The shot from Diaz sent well wide.
And we
Well,
got
Coronado.
a Brahma player on the ground.
Yeah, let's go back as they'll look at Coronado. But watch here as Coronado gets behind the defense and some contact here, but no foul call.
No foul. That was that was great defending.
Yeah, it's Hofflinger getting back, and just enough. Gonzalez closes out.
I'm not too sure about that ball out that you passed after that, but the initial defense was perfect.
And the Pirates catch a break on something that you've been talking about here, which is interesting that Coronado has the inside position, gets the breakaway, but nobody trailing. Not another white jersey following that play. And maybe if someone was there as Coronado tried to send that one back into the box, it might have been a good look, but it was Coronado all by herself.
Correct. And that's what I was saying. They're hoping for that long ball that she outruns the defense and just puts it away. Luckily for the Pirates, they had an equal fast player that, could push her off the ball.
Yeah, great hustle from Hofflinger to get back. Near disaster for the Pirates. Sanchez on a hop to Melgosa. Moreno. Hofflinger looking for Herrera. And now Navarez.
No, should be calling the comment. But look at how many defenders are in there.
Yeah, rather that was Ramirez, but the steal for Grant. Overshoots on the pass and ends up with Melgosa.
The Pirates try to, put something together.
Torres looking in the box for Hernandez, played out by Ortiz. Well, we wondered if frustration would set in for the Pirates a week ago against Cuesta. It didn't. But you wonder here once again in a scoreless game here in the 53rd minute, because it would appear that the Brahmas more than content to take no chances so far.
I agree with that. As they're waiting for their chances, going a long ball into the center of the defense by the Pirates that they could run on and just put away. But it seems to me like they're content with the tie.
Yeah, even when a counter does seem to develop, and you think there might be a chance, you look up and there's 5-6 white jerseys back, still waiting.
And you see it again right now. There's not really any man-to-man marking. It's just more marking of the space. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players almost on the line, on one line. It's ready to pounce on the ball and shooting it away.
Well, you can't help but wonder: is there some sense that perhaps Adolfo Perez is waiting for the Pirates to start pushing forward, and perhaps hoping to see that and maybe a counter that might come from that? Because right now it doesn't seem like Steve Hoffman particularly wants to really press that attack.
He doesn't have to pass the attack because he does make the game right now. He's just waiting for the perfect opportunity, perfect pass.
Yep.
It's just that the defense is so compact by the Brahmas, it is hard to penetrate.
Throw in coming for the Pirates.
I mean, there's not really a whole lot coming out of their midfield. So what I would maybe try would be, sacrificing my 6 and put another 10 in there, or hanging 9. So basically putting another offensive player in it, because it looks to me like the defense from the Pirates are very well placed. They're doing their job.
Coronado with Torres right there, back to her left. The slide tackle from Torres brings the whistle.
I don't know why, because the ball was played clearly. And she did not hit the player before she hit the ball.
Let's watch it one more time.
There you go.
Yeah, she gets to the ball first, and that's going to be what should determine the call.
Correct.
But instead, it's a free kick and maybe as good a set-piece opportunity as we've seen for either side in this game.
And those things can kill you, right? I mean, you're making the game, you get a bad call called against you, and the ball jumps the wrong way, and then just a lucky shot.
Into the box, Solon briefly had a chance but couldn't find a lane.
Good defending by the Pirates.
Grant will look to throw it in. Well, there was a whistle. Grant looking for the free kick, but it's not coming. Well, now it is. They'll back her up a little bit.
Yeah, it's really weak officiating here.
Yeah, I didn't see a whole lot there.
No.
Grant chips it into the
Goalkeeper
box.
ball. Perfect.
Yep. Janessa Gonzalez.
And that's what I liked my goalkeeper to do. See how she's making sure that our defenders, our midfielders, our forwarders go forward, give her some chances to pass the ball, some targets, and then release the ball. That was perfect. And again, Pirates on the ball, going forward.
Clean steal, Hernandez looking to get it back. The Brahmas cleared away.
Maybe a pass to the other side would be perfect right now.
Hernandez looked like she was teeing that up. This one blocked by Coronado. Stays with the Pirates now. A whistle comes in. Hernandez getting to her feet.
Drop ball.
That's where the call will be.
What the call should be, but it looks to me like there's a... There you go. Drop ball.
And back to it. Gutierrez plays it outside. Pirates have the steal. Lopez looking for Melgoza. Hernandez with some space. Marino. They'll switch.
If that switch would happen a little bit better, a little bit faster, you would actually have the time to penetrate the defense. Because the defense is very slow, as you notice it, because everybody relies on each other. With six in the back, we're just going to turn our body. So if you pass that ball a little bit quicker, maybe you can find some passing lanes that you can open up.
Yeah, they elected to do it with about 3 passes.
Correct.
Steal for Herrera.
And we should have a pass right here. There you go.
Looking up top for Hernandez.
Now the ball should go back on the other side again.
Pirates still have it. Melgoza. Torres.
That's a good ball.
For
Unfortunate.
Herrera, clean steal. Grant. Around Marino. Grant still on the drive. Chips into the box. Played back out by Marino. Herrera. Long pass blocked by Diaz. Now Herrera again on the drive. This is Bautista. Can they switch it? Melgoza wants to go back to the right.
And to see how the defense shifts, right? You see that?
Bouncing ball. Hernandez can't get there. Melgoza battling, keeps it in. Bautista played it through, but nobody there.
Correct. Bad communication.
Hernandez in the area, but not on the same page. Villicana there. Well, there's more of the same from the Brahmas. Talked about the 3-0-1 stretch in the last 4. They've allowed just 1 goal.
And I see why. Defense seems to be their game.
So we've theorized that maybe this is the matchup, but maybe not. Maybe this is just how it's been. Obviously, the defense has been stout here, particularly over the last couple of weeks for the Brahmas. Kept in by Quinones. Pirate throw-in coming.
Yeah, and in those situations, I mean, all you need is really 1 goal, right? I mean, if you already have a heavy defense, you already start your game with a heavy defense, as you can see now. I mean, it looks to me like they have one midfielder and one forward, and the rest is playing defense. It's like they have two defensive lines, two lines of four, within a space of about 10 yards.
Played out by Sabella Buenrostro. Makes her first appearance here in the second half. So we move on to the 61st minute.
So what you want to do now is place the 8, the player in the 8 position, a little bit more forward, and you should be able to pick the defensive part. That ball's got to go forward.
To Quinones.
Too much. Too much. She got it.
Gets it ahead. Hernandez.
That ball should have been on the ground.
Strong on the pass to Bautista, but it ends up with Melgoza.
There you go. And played over the right.
They have Sanchez on the right, Moreno out that way.
Too early.
Looking to center, blocked at the point, still alive. Back to the Brahmas. Gutierrez clears it, but not all the way out. Rather Ortiz.
Turnover.
Overshoots Sanchez.
It's interesting to see. I mean, the Pirates definitely try to do what I'm envisioning, just trying to basically go from side to side, maybe a little bit quicker, maybe take one position out, maybe take one step of the passing out and tear up that defensive wall, if you want to call it that way, apart.
Back to Torres. Navarez tries the touch pass. Moreno able to poke it free.
Too hard of a pass.
Still work on the far side. You wonder if that's not a reaction to the defensive pressure on the ball. It's hard not to start hurrying.
Well, if you notice, earlier we said we have basically two center backs and two wing backs, right? To me it looks like right now we have more or less three center backs on the Pirates side. And whoever was on the right-hand side stepped up into the midfield. So they're playing basically with 3 6s right now. 6 positions.
Ramirez quickly surrounded. It's still in play. Navarez. Looking for the quick pass.
And the goalkeeper's alert, which makes it, that's what we were talking about earlier, is if you have a good goalkeeper in the back, that makes all the difference to you. As a center defender, you don't have to run for nonsense balls that's just going to fly in the back that your goalkeeper should be going on to.
Ramirez. Good challenge from Herrera.
And it's a Pirates ball. There we go. Quicker pass, quicker. And now we're dribbling the ball. They should not be dribbling the ball. This is it. We need passing. There you go.
Hernandez.
And then throw.
That one poked away.
But that was more like it. Did you see that? How much space they made good just by 2 passes. They made about 70 yards.
Yeah, much quicker on the attack. Going to Quinones and then the long pass to Hernandez.
And controlled long pass. It was not just a hopeful one that you just, push in the back. Hopefully somebody runs onto it. It was like a good pass. It was right to the player.
I'm a little surprised that they're not looking more to Leslie Torres, who is so adept at some of those longer passes on a quick switch of the attack.
She wouldn't be such a great defender. I would be like to see her going a little bit more forward and taking maybe shots out of the second row.
Yeah, she takes a lot of the free kicks because she has the combination of the strong leg and the near turnover. Ends up with Quinones.
That was definitely a lucky one.
Yeah, you have the sense that's exactly what the Brahmas are hoping for.
Correct.
It's maybe that miscue.
Because you don't see them, changing anything in the back as soon as they're going forward. They stick to their 4-4-1-1.
Well, it'll be an interesting growth exercise for the Pirates in this one down the stretch. You go back to earlier this season and a tough loss for the Pirates here at home where they were leading late against Bakersfield, and the Renegades put a couple of late goals on the board in a game that is still very much in their memory, but one that slipped away late as the Pirates perhaps lost focus and let that one get away from them. And here is one where I think we'd agree focus is going to be critical in this last 25 minutes.
Absolutely. And see more of the same thing. Ball goes up forward.
Ortiz looking to get through a triple team. Now Quinones will chip it out. Back up top, a bouncing ball kept in by Diaz. Coronado checked closely by Marino. Now Tanaya Marino coming in to bring the pressure. Still with it. That's a good job by Coronado to keep that ball.
Defending was perfect, yes.
Good challenge once again, but a whistle. And now free kick.
See, this is the only time the Brahmas actually putting some players up forward when they have a free kick, but they're actually using all their team going forward. But that ball is going to go straight to the goalkeeper.
Top of the box, Marino there. And now contact.
I don't know what the call was here.
Well, we can watch it one more time here if you want to look on the screen.
It looks like a free kick to me, right?
Yeah, it was Marino on the challenge and some contact, and that brought the whistle. So now we'll see a free kick, and this one coming from just outside the box. So danger here for the Pirates.
That's about 25 yards away from goal, so that I would not be not be surprised if they're shooting on goal. Unfortunately, that
yeah, just wide.
Just high and wide. Let's see more of the same for the Pirates, getting the ball on the ground quick and trying to get up the field on the ground. Unfortunately, curse of a commentator, right? I mean, you say something and they do something wrong.
Too strong for Bautista, but they keep it. Trouble for Herrera handling the long pass. Poked away. Brahmas keep it. Well, the pressure comes from Marino. Ramirez couldn't corral it.
And we have a substitution.
Looking for the long pass again. Brahmas with Solan. Pass a little bit behind. Back to the Pirates.
And pass. Good.
Wanted Ramirez. Played out. Solan. Have the Pirates had the better of it in the midfield?
I would think so, yeah. They're winning every ball, and every 50-50 ball seems to go to the Pirates.
Played out.
Brahmas are happy to just defend, kicking the ball out or up the field.
Yeah, Buenrostro content to give the Brahmas a little time to set up. Quinones, Solon able to poke it free. Sanchez challenging Ramirez. Now Ramirez on the drive. Has that one poked free by Sanchez getting back. Diaz with Marino right there. Ariana Hernandez checks in for the Pirates.
I'm going to switch here too on the far side for the Brahmas.
Sanchez able to come up with the steal. Ramirez still down. I didn't hear a whistle.
I did not either. I just heard the coach scream.
Well, definitely some contact, but a couple of the games in the Western State North tonight. Moore Park in action at Cuesta. And the co-leader, Santa Barbara, I believe playing Oxnard. And they are taking a look at Ramirez. And again, that was a hard collision, certainly.
Yeah, I did not see what happened there. To be honest with you, I couldn't. It seems to be a lengthy injury, though. Both teams going back to their benches, having a quick chat with their coaches.
And we will step aside briefly from Ventura. No score. Pirates and Brahmas on the VC Sports Network. Ready to go. So I believe Larson will return. Peyton Larson with Ramirez being helped from the field. And the Pirates with a throw in. And a quick whistle.
Wrong throw.
Going back to the Brahmas in the 74th minute. Played out by Herrera. Well, here in the 75th minute, struck by how really equal it's been. A couple of slight difference in terms of strategy, a few different wrinkles, but both teams have had some counter opportunities, and I think both teams have had those counter opportunities really dissipate by the defense on the other side. I don't think it would be as simple to say that one team has really dominated in terms of time of possession.
It seems to me like the Pirates had a little bit more of the game.
Yep. Especially as it's going on.
Correct.
But I think there's always been an air of danger to this one where the Brahmas have had some opportunities develop. But again, much like the Pirates, those opportunities dissipate quickly.
Correct. And I'm really a little bit worried about the number 15 right here from the Brahmas. She seems to be very fast. So,
Yeah.
I think the Larson is her name.
Yeah, Peyton Larson, who started the game and had a couple of those opportunities early.
Correct.
So now you've got Larson and Navarez on the field. We do have a Brahmas player down. Well, the Pirates have had the luxury of going a little deeper into the bench than the Brahmas have.
And you wonder if time management comes in now, right? I mean,
Yep.
the Brahmas are not really out here to, put a whole lot of goals on the board. I mean, they seem to be perfectly happy with a 0-0.
Yep.
So,
It's Hannah Gonzalez.
yeah, so any little foul or something like that, it's going to take them a little bit longer to get up.
Yep. Let me correct myself. It's Hannah Morales being attended to on the sideline. But, yeah, it would appear that the Brahmas have come in here determined, first and foremost, to limit any opportunities from the Pirates. And I have to say, at least on paper, that's a little bit surprising. This is not a Pirate team that has been exceptionally dangerous offensively this season.
Not putting goals in the net, no,
Yeah.
but definitely collecting and keeping the ball. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
It's just that's that last little piece is missing. Who's putting that ball in the net? That's why professionals get so much money, right?
Yeah. Well, it's we talked about it last week, but it's when you have a player like Alexa Hajian last year, a couple of years ago, Alex Toronto, back-to-back conference MVP, just a standout player. That type of player puts so much pressure on an opposing defense. It really allows you to do so many things, but it's not something that you're going to have every year.
I totally agree with. But would the Pirates won that game, that 4-1 game last weekend, right? I mean, or the last game, that 4-1 game that they lost with somebody that can score a lot of goals?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know what happened in that game. We weren't there. We didn't see it. But from the way I see the Pirates played last week and the way I see them playing right now, I hardly understand how they lost 4-1 against a team that the Brahmas beat.
Yeah. And it's the most goals they've allowed on the season. They've allowed 3 on 2 occasions. So it was an offensive explosion against them to give up that many goals. And it appears certainly, as you watch the play tonight, that it could be categorized as something of a one-off for a team that has been very, very solid defensively.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't see a reason why this team should get scored on 4 times. Again, maybe little mistakes, right? You never know what happened. I mean, that's the thing.
Well, what do they say? That's why they play the games.
Correct.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You just
right?
never know.
You never win that game on the green table.
I think it's if you play that game 50 times, you're certainly not going to get that result over and over again.
Correct.
But it is one of those things that happens. And again, I think credit to the Pirates for the way they've rebounded here tonight. Very solid defensively. And as you say, have really controlled the ball more and more as this game has gone on, but just having a lot of difficulty really generating shots. Played out to Coronado. Coronado has Larson in the box. Pressure from Marino on the outside. Coronado trying to get it.
But it's
on the left foot and does. Inside position for Coronado into the box. Tries to thread it through, but Hernandez with the good feet clears it out.
All individual. Do you notice that? That was not one pass. I mean, she literally took the ball from the 40-yard line, down all the way down to the 5-yard line and still tried to dribble in the box.
Finally went for the pass looking for Larson. But Ariana Hernandez able to get the pick and clear it out. Now pressure from Marino, draws a foul on Emily Diaz, so kick coming for the Brahmas. I think one of the things that's notable is the Brahmas, despite this defensive pressure, not a whole lot of fouls called on them. They've done a good job defensively.
Correct.
Keeping the pressure on the Pirates without committing fouls and giving the Pirates free kicks that might help the Pirates gain some more chances.
Correct. No, but definitely not a dirty team, right? Well-organized defensive team. Yes, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, going back to last year in a matchup between these two teams, the Pirates with 6 yellow cards in a matchup that they won 2-1 to just 1 for the Brahmas. So the Pirates certainly bring a measure of physical play. So that's not that you would expect 6 yellow cards, but more fouls perhaps on the Pirates might be to be expected.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a card yet here. Same as last week. I don't remember one card.
Nope. Well, I think, again, you file that under the heading of both these teams not wanting to beat themselves.
Correct.
The bouncer in the box, Villicana, gets there first. Sophie Stock has come on. 82nd minute, we might see perhaps a little time added for a couple of brief injuries.
Well, we had a long injury too. Remember when they brought out the Gator and the teams actually went off?
Yep.
So I'd be willing to say that we have at least 5 minutes.
Herrera. Outside now goes a good challenge from Larson, and Larson wins the ball. Tries to play it through. Quinones able to knock that one out of bounds. Daniela McNamara will handle the throw in. Quinones there again. Well, Quinones really completes the very solid back line for the Pirates. Again, not there in the loss to Alan Hancock, but with Quinones back, it's Quinones, Torres, Tanaya Marino, and then Alondra Sanchez over at that right back spot. And that's the Pirates at full strength, and that's a formidable back line. McNamara again to throw in. Off of Quinones, and moving into the 84th minute, are we seeing any more bodies moving up for the Brahmas here in this late stage?
Right now, I would say yes, because it's more like a game where they don't have to shoot the ball forward right now. See, I mean, it's
long ball sent back into the Brahma zone. That'll send Grant back. Pressure from Stock. Looking to get it through to Larson. Quinones can't keep it in play.
it looks to me like right now they're having 4. Oh, here's the trouble.
Now
here's
Larson. And from the right with the cross. Coronado unable to direct that one on goal.
It looks to me like they're a little bit more offensive right now. Speaking of the Brahmas.
Well, the last several minutes, much more of the action in the Pirate zone. Navarez can't get there. Torres sends it out. But still back, that's a good shot, showing Grant along with Quijada McNamara still well back, so respecting the possibility of a quick Pirate counter.
Absolutely like what the Pirates are doing. They're putting their center forward actually at the halfway line, so she can't be offside. A quick turnover would play her free with 10 yards to go.
Minute 86. Player down. It's Kiata. It'll go back to the Brahmas. And sophomore Natalie Grant.
It seems to me all these little fouls just play into the hand of the Brahmas.
This one loose. Quinones with the challenge.
And
Larson again. Able to get it from Torres, but Torres with the block. Throw in coming. Brahmas continuing to control the action here in the latter stages.
And another sub for the Brahmas.
Well, it seems like a slightly different dynamic with Peyton Larson on the field.
It does. She definitely brings something to the offense.
In the box, Coronado giving chase. Pirates clear it out. Ramirez.
Now we see what's going to happen. Unfortunately couldn't hold on to the ball.
Grant gets there. Moreno with the challenge. Works it free. Ramirez will play it back to Gonzalez.
That ball should have been on the ground.
Melgoza. Herrera giving chase.
There we go.
Herrera's got it.
Too late. Don't take the shot yet.
To the right, tries to drop it, looking for Stock. It's still loose. And
Corner
played
kick.
out by Grant.
That's the first corner kick for the Pirates, isn't it? No, we had some. I believe we had some.
I know there was a couple for the Brahmas.
Yeah. I
don't think we've seen a corner yet for the Pirates.
Well, there we go. Let's see what's going to happen here.
Wouldn't that be something? Let's go back here very quickly and watch Herrera. And it looked like Stock not expecting that ball to come, and then Grant just clearing it out. And now the corner.
That's a good ball.
Far post, Diaz clears it out with the header. Navarez will finish the job. Kept in momentarily, but it gets by. Diaz can't handle it. Pirates with a rare foray in the late going into Brahma territory. Ramirez battling on that far side with Bianca Lemus. One all the way through, looking for Stock. And with that, maybe the last real opportunity for the Pirates here in the 89th minute.
And to be honest with you, I still think we have about a good 5 minutes of stoppage time to play.
Melgoza. Yeah, we'll watch as we're moving toward that extra time. The Pirates still thinking about trying to find a way to get a win here. Tell by the urgency, chasing down the ball, giving themselves more time. Herrera looking for the centering ball. Back outside, Hernandez will switch. Now back into the middle.
Ooh.
Just gets through McNamara. Clears it out. Marino.
What's the referee showing? He just showed how many minutes.
Now both teams stepping up as we are into extra time. Gutierrez trying to put it forward. Larson all the way back. Can't handle it. Quinones. 50-50 ball. This one goes to Grant. Marino can't handle it. Now a chance. Brahmas looking
Good
for the
defensive
through
play.
ball for Coronado. Torres. Torres still on the drive. Ramirez on the wing. Ramirez right of the box, looking for the center. Off of stock, back outside. Pirates still have it. Torres.
Ah.
Again, trying to work with Ramirez, but Grant right there. I think you got to be impressed with Natalie Grant. That center back spot.
I like Torres' run forward. I was really impressed with that.
Yeah.
That's what I said earlier.
I'll tell you, I wouldn't have minded seeing more of it.
Correct.
But for whatever reason, I think they've been content to keep Torres back.
Well, she has a block in the back. I mean, there's definitely some leadership, right? So you hate to see that being lost in the back.
Well, I think, again, understanding that the Brahmas were looking for maybe that one ball to get through, that much more important, you would think, for Torres to be back there, ensuring that you don't give up that one great opportunity that they're looking for. We have a player down.
I think he called the game.
Let's hold everything, but I believe that's it. Yeah, it was a relatively short injury, so not a whole lot of time. And this one will end.
0-0.
It will end in a tie. Brahmas move to 5-3-3 on the season, still undefeated in conference play. They're 2-0-2. Meanwhile, the Pirates still 500, now 5-5-3, 2-1-1 in conference play. So we started at the top saying it was a tight race at the top, and well, 90 minutes later, it's still a tight race at the top in the Western State North. We don't know a whole lot more now than we did at the start of tonight, except that this one's going to be interesting to watch, and we'll see how the Western State North goes moving forward, because it's going to be quite a race amongst those top four teams.
Absolutely. It was quite an interesting game. I really agree. So let's see what the season brings. You know, in the end, we're going to count the points and see who is up there.
Absolutely. That'll wrap up our coverage from the VC Sportsplex. Final score, 0-0. Brahmas and the Pirates on the VC Sports Network. Thanks so much for joining us. So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.